Blair, yes, Blair. He said, I found I'm having trouble with early in-swing from left-handed bowling. I'm right-handed and looking at protecting my stumps, but have struggled getting caught LBW. Please give some advice to help. And we had some good comments. Andy commented, Vabav commented, so thanks to you guys. So I said in there yesterday, on Saturday, I should say, we played a game at the WACA and we played against a team, Wanneroo, who had 3 left-arm seamers who were all trying to swing the ball back and hit my stump. So very relevant, and I had to have a technique and a plan to be able to counteract that. Now, I'm going to try and show you with my, excuse a little bit of a mess, but I'm going to try and show you with my bat here in my Grove, and hopefully you can see how I'm lining up to give you a bit of advice here, Blair. So the reason I think you're getting LBW is because your head's falling over. Now, something I say to my players is if you just stand here in your stance and there's no ball coming, you could stand here for hours. You could just stand nice and still for hours. Okay, but as soon as we know the ball's coming and we get a little bit anxious, a little bit sort of excited or worried, we start to move. And because cricket is a side-on game, you guys are the bowler and I'm actually, my feet and my chest and my face, everything's facing point. And then I turn my head, we naturally we want to fall that way. That's where our body weight wants to go. So as a batter, it's our sort of job to try our best to stop or minimize that movement as much as we possibly can. And what generally happens when people get LBW is they move a little bit early, their head gets outside their feet, and then what has to happen is if you don't move your feet, you fall flat on your face. You fall flat on your face. So then your head goes and then your foot has to land, and from that position, you're set, and the ball moves, you're stuck, and you have to play around your leg. So I'll try and give you a bit of a sort of example of that. I've got my standing desk, which I absolutely love. Hopefully you guys can see okay. So head goes, foot goes, and we don't get a chance to re-move into the right position. So we're here, and then we have to play, the ball moves in, and we have to play around our leg. Now, if our timing isn't perfect, we generally miss the ball, or we get a leading edge, or we get hit on the pad. So for me, the key to facing in-swing bowling, whether it's from a right arm or a left arm, is to do everything you can to not let your head fall outside the line. A lot of players get away with their head falling over when it's an outswinger, because that's where the ball is anyway. The ball's outside off, and then they fall into position that they need to be in for an outswinger. But when it's an in-swinger, if you're falling over and you plant, you can get away with it. Looks like it's just frozen. We're back, okay? Sometimes you can get away with it, but every now and again, you're going to make a mistake. It's going to be fatal. You're going to get out, you're going to get LBW, bowled, you're going to get leading edges. So for me, on the weekend when I face, so normally if I'm facing a right arm over the wicket, I've got a little bit of an open stance with my feet. See if you can see my feet here. I've got my sort of back toe is on middle and off. My front toe is on sort of middle and leg or leg. So I've got a little bit of an open stance, a little bit sort of open with my toes, front foot facing sort of cover, not point. So it's a little bit open. And then I'm trying to be quite silent with my hips and shoulders. And I'm sort of pushing my head towards the umpire, let's say. I'm trying to keep my head, I'm trying not to let it fall across. So I'm pushing my head. I've always got an issue with my head falling over personally, so I'm always trying to manage my head. I'm going head to the umpire, okay? If I'm facing a left arm in-swinger, I'm going to turn my sort of back foot a little bit more to go a little bit more towards cover point than point. I'm going to turn my front foot, I'm going to bring it further to the leg side, and I'm going to turn it open. I'm also going to turn my hips and my shoulders a bit more open, and I'm going to really be quite a bit more open and really trying to push my head to almost mid-on. And I'm not worrying about anything outside my eye line. So I spoke about that's the technique in the setup. But from a tactical point of view, I'm trying to let anything go outside my eye line unless it's a real half volley. I'm giving away early, especially, I'm giving away my cover drive and all my runs through the offside, because if I feel like I'm looking for that ball and I fall over, that's when I'm going to get out. So on the weekend, when I was facing these left-arm quicks, I actually got out, slashing it a wide one, chopped on, bad batting, because I got a bit impatient, I got a bit silly, I went away from my game plan. Whereas when they bowled straight, I was actually handling it quite well. I was ready for that in-swinger. because I was trying to get my head going down the wicket as much as I could to stop it falling over. When you want to sort of play outside off, you really want to be side on, turn that shoulder through the offside. But like I said, I was giving away that. I was willing to be a bit more front on to allow my head to be still. And I was just really looking to hit straight. Then if it swung and I was looking to hit straight, I could just go with the swing a bit more through the leg side, a bit squarer. But I didn't want to get caught trying to hit across the line, even though that's with the swing. I was trying to go straight with a straight bat and roll. So Blair, that's how I went about it. A slight change in my setup of just from side on to a little bit more front on and really pushing my head at the bowler at mid on rather than at the umpire or even at the bowler for a right arm over. And then doing everything I can as the ball's released, almost a little head press, everything I can to stop my head from falling, because LBW is when your head gets outside your feet. As I've said, foot plants and you have to play around your front pad. So, mate, I hope that helps. It's not an easy thing to practice because most throwers are right arm. You can get your sort of, someone's doing side arm, you can get them to come around the wicket, but it's hard to recreate that in swing unless you get a swinger ball. If you haven't got one already, they're awesome. You can really try and practice that, maybe get your thrower to go left arm over and really try and swing it in. But again, just your alignment. I think you've got to line up a little bit more open, a little bit more front on towards mid on or whatever, and keep that head still and just really look to play with a full face. And tactically, you've got to maybe give up a few run scoring shots to just be able to handle that sort of full ball. Because any good bowler who can swing it back in, they might set you up. They might go across, 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 and they try and drag you across, and then they come back in and you're over here. So if you're you might go, oh yeah, cover drive 2, leave it, cover drive 4, and then they've set you up and then you're waiting and you're over here and then they in swing and you've got your 6 runs but you're out. So for me, I'd rather give away those 6 runs and still be able to handle that in swinger when it comes. So guys, let me know if you've got any questions about that. Hope that helps you, Blair. Anyone else, that's how I go about personally. If you've got any other thoughts or anything else you'd do to face a left arm in swinger as a right-handed batter, or if you're a lefty and you face a right-handed in swinger, that's probably more common, happens more often. Let us know how you do it. Let us know what you do to counteract that in swing and where the bowler's trying to hit your stumps or get you out LBW. That's just what I